Curtis here for BFBS, the Forces Station, talking about men's mental health. I've been talking with my colleagues about men's mental health, sharing how we feel, how we're doing. Tom, Mark and Dom joined me to talk about what it means to be a man in 2024.
I think as much progress as society has made, I still think a lot of the things that it meant to be a man back in when I wasn't around, back in the 80s and 70s, still probably apply here in 2024, maybe. I mean, I wasn't around then, so I could be way off the mark.
I wish I was keeping count. Honestly, Mark, I wish I was keeping count.
There is still like an expectation of supporting a family and stuff like that. I mean, I don't even have a family, so I don't know why I feel that expectation. But
I can give you a family to support. I mean, if you're feeling like you're missing out, mate, just send the money.
I've got many. I mean,
I wonder, Dom, and I'm sorry, mate, I'm going to bring you on this again because we are similar ages, but I wonder whether we are of an age which we've probably seen more change to people's opinions, to what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, than certainly our parents' age did. And you know, everything. When I think back to the programs I watched when I was a kid, most of those programs now can't be broadcast because time has moved on so much.
A lot of it is down to the internet. Obviously, that put a jet rocket behind the whole evolution of society. But also, I think, and I mentioned it earlier, I think lockdown changed a lot. I think everything softened a lot during lockdown, and some of it hasn't returned to where it was before. But if we're going back to the 80s, so to speak, when I was growing up, yeah, you're absolutely right. Things are so much, the stereotypes are completely obliterated from back there. But as Tom was saying, you know, there is still pressure on men to be men. But the whole kind of fact that actually the women in the relationships, they're actually certainly my wife, I mean, she's the DIYer in our house. None of those stereotypes work in our house. She's more. If I put up shelves, they will fall down. If she puts them up, they will stay up. So I think everything is so much more blurred now, and I think that's a good place to be because nobody wants to live in a house with shelves that fall down every time you put a book on them.
I sit and I think that you need. As a bloke, you need to be everything.
And I think everybody needs to be everything these days. That's the other thing.
You do, don't you? You need to be strong.
To survive.
You need to be vulnerable. You just need to be lucid, don't you? You need to have that ability to adapt to any situation. And like you say, that's applicable to everybody. That's not just blokes.
But the world has sped up. The internet has sped the world up. And as a result, a lot of the stuff that's going on now wouldn't have occurred pre-1995. None of this would have been here, including Tom. But, you know, a lot of this stuff would not... We couldn't have dreamt back in the mid-90s of what we would be sitting in now, especially Oasis reforming.